everyone, this is Nidhi. Thank you for joining us today on our very first guest interaction. Today we are here to talk about brand experience and its role in building a successful brand. Seth Godin once said, "People do not buy goods and services, they buy relationships, stories and magic." Customers today want more than just a product and a service that they buy. They want to feel delighted, they want to feel excited, and they want to feel special along the way of their buying cycle. To understand more about what goes into creating a great brand experience, we have with us Siddharth Vaze.
Hi.
Siddharth is a luxury client experience expert, high performance consultant, award-winning founder, and host of the CEO's Chair web series. Thank you for being with us today, Siddharth.
Thank you, Nidhi, for having me.
Great. So addressing the elephant in the room, how important is brand experience to customers today?
Nidhi, I would say brand experience is critical to customers today, as well as it should be for all successful organizations. A brand experience, in my, I hate to use the word experience, but it makes the difference between the products and the services that customers will choose. So every person, every organization, whether they realize it or not, has some sort of experience that they're going through when they're buying a product or a service.
Okay, so you mean to say customers really, at the back of their mind, when they're buying a product, they are looking at the X factor above the product?
Absolutely. And, like I said, whether the organizations plan it or not, there is an experience that the customer is having regardless. So it is in the organizations and in the company's best interest to try and control as much of the experience as possible and try and give the customer exactly what they're looking for.
So what do you think exactly goes into creating a great brand experience?
I think that's a great question, Nidhi, because there are multiple facets that go into a brand experience. One is, it is important for organizations and companies to realize what they're about. What exactly is their agenda, what exactly is their brand purpose, and to define it as cleanly as possible. Okay. So for example, if you're a Starbucks or a Cafe Coffee Day, they started with the concept of coffee and in a third meeting place essentially, where you're meeting somebody on neutral ground, yet you're giving them a very comfortable environment to come and sit down to discuss business or maybe just do their work. So defining your primary purpose and what you want to be known for is critical to any organization. In addition to that, customer centricity, of course, keeping in mind who your target customer is and how do you shape your brand story around that customer.
Okay.
And then two further aspects that I would like to emphasize is, one, it needs to be personalized. So any brand experience that you're putting out there should have some concept of personalization for the customer or the end user, as well as there needs to be a big aspect of authenticity. Because I think with the advancement of digitization and the customers are becoming more and more self-aware, they need to, they already know what they're getting into. So if they're met with an inauthentic experience, it'll turn them off the brand very quickly.
True, very true. So as you said, customers are very well aware of what they want.
True.
So would it help if the brands actually go into a pilot study and ask the customers what they really expect over and above the product or the solution that the brand is going to offer?
Absolutely. I think listening to feedback from your target customer is a very important step in creating a great brand experience for any brand.
Correct.
For that matter. I mean, we've got so many luxury brands out there that are trying to do exactly the same, where they invite a select group of their future clientele or even potential clientele or their current clientele when they're in the process of introducing a new service. It could be a club concierge service, it could be a exclusive HNI club or anything along those lines. Getting feedback and then adjusting your product or your service basis on that feedback.
So just an allied question to this, would it be right to say that bringing out a brand experience in a B2C product is much easier than bringing it in a B2B product?
I would say yes and no, because in a B2C product, once you've identified your target market, it is comparatively easier to be able to have multiple touch points where you can influence the customer.
Correct.
Whether it is in a brand store, whether it is online, or whether it is through your customer service representatives as well. In a B2B, unfortunately, or in some way fortunately, you only have one or two decision makers.
Okay.
So once you have convinced them, it is your brand or your products are easier to be sold to those organizations.
Again, and in B2C product, I believe it is the scope of bringing out a great brand experience will be more when the product is niche than when it is a mass product. Correct?
Absolutely, and we talk about product differentiation as well. One of the most important questions that brands need to ask themselves is, what is the biggest differentiating factor between me and a competing product or service. And it could be customer service, it could be a price point, it could be a value add that you're offering, or all of the above. But that value add needs to be conveyed very clearly to your customers as well, and that is something that they should be relating to and something that they actually want.